Boy, that was an unexpected rush this morning, but we're through the lock safely. And we didn't hit anybody at the bottom side either.
So if you watched the last video, the end of the last video, I was just taking you up, wandering around a little bit in Buckhorn, showing you where the liquor store was and whatnot in relation to the lock itself. Came back to the boat intending to lock through, but as soon as I got back to the boat, they were actually open the gate, and they were about almost 10 minutes earlier than the posted 9 o'clock first lock time. So, fired up the blowers and disconnected the shore power, started the boat, and went in, which is all well because there was only one other boat on the blue line, and he was going through as well, Carver Santiago. So he was already in there ahead of us. All good, but as you just saw, I was having to just throw the shore power cable on the deck of the boat. So once we get out to lower Buckhorn Lake in a wider area, I'll climb around and disconnect that. So that's out of the way for the journey. Now, what I was alluding to when I said we got to and through the lock without hitting anybody, if you take a look at the GoPro footage, I don't know why, but I'm assuming, I'm guessing that the pilot of that Santiago in front of us might have been one of his first times going through a lock, or that lock, or a lock with that many boats at the bottom, because again, I was mentioning in the last video, which you can see in the GoPro footage, that there was a bunch of houseboats tied up for the night, both on the gray wall as well as the blue line. And of course, the folks on the blue line were coming through that lock going up. But man, he was going so slow. Luckily, there was no wind, so it wasn't an issue for me, because we have been through there and we have seen boats being knocked all around by the wind, just because it's in a bad area. It's right underneath the bridge. The lock's fairly high, so sometimes the wind just comes whipping down over that, under the bridge, and does a whirly swirly thing and can kick boats around. Case in point, yesterday we saw a houseboat in the lock right sideways. Nothing more fun than being in a lock with a bunch of houseboats and having one in front of you go sideways. Happened to us a number of years ago that we were locking through here, but whatever, just another story to tell. So we will be carrying on today on our downward journey through the system, and we're leaving, we just left Buckhorn Lock, Lock 31. We're gonna go, we are traveling now through lower Buckhorn Lake, and then we will go to, the next one will be Lovesick Lock, followed by, in short order, very quickly after that, is Burley Falls, and then Young's Point. And then our destination for today is Lakefield, and we're going to stay at the Lakefield Marina. So I'll show you what it looks like as much as I can as we're traveling along.
There we go. Hope you can see me in the bright sunlight on the side. I'm going to be a little bit silhouetted here, but I wanted to get a shot of the water in the background. Well, that ends our voyage over here, and the day is winding down. It was a nice trip over here to Lakefield. We're staying at Lakefield Marina for the night. I think I mentioned that. It took us exactly 4 hours to get from the top of Buckhorn Lock through to here. We left there at 9. As I mentioned in the beginning, it was about maybe 5 to 9 by the time we hit the lock, and we got here I was standing on the dock at 12:59, so 4 hours just about exactly. Now it was a excellent crossing for us to get over here. We had to go through Buckhorn Lock, Lovesick Lock, Burley Falls Lock, and Young's Point Lock, and the wind was building as we were coming through. No issues. This boat handles amazingly well in the wind, so much easier than the 400 that thing was, as I mentioned many times on the videos when we were traveling with that boat. That thing was a giant sail in the wind, and sometimes it was a little bit difficult to get to come around to my way of thinking. And one of the reasons that we decided to come back down to an express style boat, because it's so much easier to handle, especially doing all the locks. So we came in here, it was quite blustery, again no issues with docking the boat, and but the wind continued to build, and it was bloody howling across here. As a matter of fact, I closed the side curtain here just after we got here, because Anchor Girl was starting to get cool. It was just blowing right in there. So we went out. We just came back now from, we hit a restaurant in town, which is really nice. We went there once before, and really good. And while we were sitting there, the clouds came over and it started pounding down rain. And that's of course like, well, the boat's open, so it's going to be wet. Luckily, when we got here, when we returned to the boat, it was, I don't think we got it as bad as it was just a couple of blocks away. So just mopped up a little bit, and it's fine. But the wind has subsequently died right down. It's just a light breeze now. It's really nice. You can probably hear the stupid geese in the background. Geese on this side, birds on that side. So it's a busy bird area, as the whole system is. And I'm just looking across the front. I was hoping that that rain that we got would have washed off that bird shit that landed across there. Now, if you notice, I've been driving with the front panels open, and luckily as soon as we got here I closed the one right over the helm, and it's a good thing because a bird did a right across there. And so since this boat slip comes with, our transient slip comes with both shore power as well as running water, I hooked up the hose. I am going to wash that off before it dries and bakes on. So that's it from here, from Lakefield and Lakefield Marina, and the trip over. I think I got some pretty nice footage. I had the GoPro running quite a bit, so, and I have been having it run quite a bit over the last while through this adventure. So I'm going to be introducing more of the sit back Sunday long GoPro cruises, but I'm also including in these clips little bits of it just to keep the story progressing along. Yeah, so that's it from here. We're gonna probably call it an early night because we're staying up too late every night. But that's okay. It's a beautiful night. We have shore power, we have air conditioning, which is awesome. The fridge is keeping everything nice and cold, which is perfect. And we got really good cell phone service as well. And so I might just watch an episode of Better Call Saul. Yeah, so that's it. That's all. Tomorrow we are going to head out and we are going to try and get a spot on the lock wall, which is just, you could swim there from here. It's that close. So it's only about a 5-minute, 10-minute drive with the boat, and that's it. And if we do, we'll hopefully spend a couple of nights there. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.